I got banned from Serpent Mound in Ohio. Can you imagine that? I mean, Serpent Mound is a national landmark.
Serpent Mound, a mystical earthwork that has captivated the imagination of people for centuries. Nestled in the heart of Ohio, the Serpent Mound is a truly remarkable ancient site. But what's the story behind this colossal serpent-shaped earthwork? The Serpent Mound is believed to be over 1,000 years old. But who created it, and why? Archaeologists and historians have been studying this site for decades, trying to piece together its history. Some believe it's a burial mound, while others suggest astronomical or religious significance. According to the mainstream history, early humans reached the Americas 13,000 years ago by walking over a land bridge that connected Asia to the Americas at the Bering Strait. But fossilized human footprints in New Mexico date back to 22,000 years ago, at the height of the Ice Age. 90% of the ancient structures documented in North America in the 18th century have been destroyed. The 10% that survived have been completely vandalized. Was an advanced civilization lost to history in the global cataclysm that ended the last ice age? Graham Hancock, the internationally best-selling author, has made it his life's work to find out, and in America before, he draws on the latest archaeological and DNA evidence to bring his quest to a stunning conclusion. In the whole of US, there are 100,000 mounds that survived out of a total of 1 million. One of them is the effigy mound, which is a gigantic earthwork shaped into the form of a living creature. The creature in this case is a snake, 400 meters long, and is called the Serpent Mound. 2 samples taken from the site date the mound to 1000 AD, but Hancock says that the dating was not done correctly. Another sample from the site dated it to 321 BC. Hancock believes that the Serpent Mound has been restored repeatedly since its original construction. Hancock is banned by the administrators of Serpent Mound.
When we approached them, initially they were welcoming, and then they heard that Graham Hancock was presenting the series. And immediately they turned around and said, no. Filming permission is refused because Hancock's views differ from our own.
Hancock believes that he is being subjected to censorship by being denied access to the site. Hancock suggests that the Serpent Mound dates back to 10,000 BC, to the time of the end of the Ice Age. The evidence for this idea can be found in one of its most remarkable features, which mainstream archaeologists tend to overlook due to its celestial nature. During the summer solstice around June 21st, when you observe Serpent Mound from above, you'll immediately notice that the serpent's jaws align closely with the point where the sun sets. As the sun sets on the summer solstice, the head of the serpent appears to reach out toward the sun. This alignment between the earth and the sky is striking, and the grandeur of the sight is awe-inspiring. It's evident to anyone today that the head of the great serpent points directly to the setting sun. Despite its apparent significance, this celestial aspect of Serpent Mound was dismissed by archaeologists for a long time. The organization responsible for the site allowed a large number of trees to grow around the serpent's head, which, while providing shade for tourists, diminished the impact of the serpent's head aligning with the setting sun. Serpent Mound is considered the most remarkable archaeoastronomy site in North America due to the recent confirmation that the mound builders ingeniously incorporated various sky-ground alignments into its design. The second bend behind the serpent's head points eastward to where the sun rises during the summer solstice, while the following bend marks the sunrise during the spring and fall equinoxes, when day and night are of equal length. The final bend is aligned with the sunrise during the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. The intricate coiled tail, when a straight line is drawn from its center through the serpent's jaws, is precisely oriented to true astronomical north. The prehistoric Native Americans' ability to construct this complex design with astronomical alignments is a testament to their genius, which is often overlooked. Unfortunately, mainstream archaeology has not given due consideration to the astronomy of this site, and very few archaeologists have taken it seriously. It's as though mainstream archaeology wants to dismiss the possibility that these precise astronomical alignments were deliberate. In conclusion, it's clear that the origins of Serpent Mound are intricate and open to interpretation. What if 321 BC does not mark the year of Serpent Mound's initial construction, but rather one of its many reconstructions? Considering that we're dealing with a serpent, known for its ability to shed its skin, this possibility is indicated by the unique alignment of Serpent Mound. The summer solstice alignment, while nearly perfect, is not precisely centered within the jaws when observed from the mound today. This discrepancy may be due to changes in the Earth's axis over millennia, a phenomenon referred to as the obliquity of the ecliptic. In simple terms, The Earth's tilt is not constant and shifts over a 41,000 year cycle, altering the position of the summer solstice sun. Rather than questioning why the serpent's jaws aren't perfectly aligned with the summer solstice sunset, we can ask when, taking the obliquity of the ecliptic into account, the jaws and the setting sun aligned perfectly. Remarkably, it wasn't 1,000 years ago, as some archaeologists assert when Serpent Mound was supposedly built. Instead, the serpent's mouth was in perfect alignment with the sun approximately 12,800 years ago, at the conclusion of the last ice age. The location of the mound, at the southernmost edge of the North American ice sheet during the Ice Age, held immense significance. At that time, much of North America was covered by a massive ice cap over a mile deep, and the landscape around Serpent Mound was profoundly different from what it is today. The monumental ice cliffs near the ridge would have appeared otherworldly to the people of that era. Nevertheless, their celebration of the end of the Ice Age would have been short-lived. Around 12,800 years ago, when Serpent Mound aligned perfectly with the summer solstice, a global catastrophe known as the Younger Dryas occurred, characterized by dramatic climate change and rising sea levels. Although humanity survived, it was a close call. The alignment of Serpent Mound with the summer solstice serves as a marker, directing attention to the skies of 12,800 years ago, a time when a global cataclysm capable of annihilating an advanced civilization took place. Again, the Serpent Mound is a date stamp, bringing our attention to the date of 10,800 BC, when the cataclysmic event started and lasted till 9,600 BC. The serpent imagery is seen all over the world. In ancient Americas, there is a legend of a horned serpent in a lake that terrorized the humans. The gods sent a hero to defeat the serpent. The battle was ferocious, as the hero used lightning bolts to defeat the serpent. The battle shook the stars, some of which came crashing down into the lake and wounded the serpent. As the serpent thrashed in pain, it sent 100-foot waves into the village like a giant flood. The serpent retreated, but many humans died. Snake imagery is used in all monuments that invite us to look to the heavens. Maybe the monuments are a warning to look to the skies for the source of the cataclysmic event. Perhaps something did fall from the skies in 10,800 BC and caused the Great Flood. But the question is, why does establishment academia repeatedly silence anyone who points out evidence that ancient American cultures could date back further than expected? What is the incentive to do that? Is it a conspiracy or a complex? Thank you for joining us on this adventure, and be sure to share your thoughts and theories about Serpent Mound in the comments below. We love hearing from you.